Hello, big conversation space. I'm reporting back on the history of spreadsheets. To start, I want to show off this columnar pad I found at Scrap in San Francisco. What's exciting about this accounting paper is that it says ideal for computer spreadsheet input. The inside cover goes on to say, why waste time drawing column lines or boxes on legal pads every time you set up a spreadsheet? So it shows how to visualize your spreadsheet on paper here. I guess this is the computer spreadsheet, which you can tell because of the rounded rectangle screen and monospaced font. I wonder what computer spreadsheet program was popular at the time this was made. It might have been VisiCalc, created in 1979 by Dan Bricklin and Bob Frankston. The idea came to Bricklin at Harvard Business School, where he was asked to project the financial implications of an acquisition. The problem was that using ledger sheets required manual data entry and tedious calculations. Bricklin realized he could use a microcomputer to crunch the numbers for him. VisiCalc became the Apple II's killer app, selling 1 million copies over its lifetime. Stephen Levy wrote a brief history of spreadsheets in his 1984 article in Harper's. He wrote, quote, "What really has the spreadsheet users charmed is not the hard and fast figures, but the what-if factor, the ability to create scenarios, explore hypothetical developments, and try out different options." Levy goes on to show how entrepreneurs and investors emerged as the new culture heroes. I really liked his analogy that entrepreneurs depend on spreadsheets as much as movie cowboys depend on their horses. But what else could the what-if factor lead to? Recently at the Portland Art Museum, I learned about the ledger art of Plains Indians. In the mid-1800s, ledger paper became an accessible medium useful for recording and sharing stories. Contemporary ledger artists continue the tradition in the same way, to comment on the world around them. This 2014 drawing is by Dwayne Wilcox. And here is a 2016 work by Chameleon Horse Art and Design. This brings me to my what-if scenario. I have a problem maintaining my personal finance software. I need more dimension to my numbers than just a horizontal line. What if I took a step back to visualize my spreadsheet ideas on a columnar pad? This sheet shows my coffee shop expenses for the month of November 2016. I wanted to create a sense of depth, so I tried using red and light blue colored pencils to do that. Entries for Monday are in the foreground, and each day after that recedes slightly. Sunday is set back the farthest. I should be able to analyze the results with the help of my 3D glasses, but the effect is a bit too subtle in this case, and the grid lines are an issue. So what if you extend the grid into the third dimension? Then I'll really have space to work in rather than just area to work in. With spreadsheets, you may know that numbers go up and down the left side, and letters go left and right across the top. What should we use to indicate depth going forward and back? My suggestion is emoji. Well, using colored pencil was becoming laborious. I was able to save time by using a drawing tablet. Back to my coffee shop problem, I was thinking about what I could show on 3 different axes. In the Y direction, I broke expenses down into food, like bagels and sandwiches, drinks, like coffee, soda, and tea, and tips, like the tip jar. The x-axis sums the costs of each day of the week in November. For example, MON, Monday, represents all of the Mondays in November, Tuesday, all the Tuesdays, etc. The z-axis shows the different coffee shops. The order of coffee shops forward and back represents distance from my house. So Dogpatch Cafe is the closest to my house, while Whole Foods is the farthest away. I learned a few things by studying this information. I'm not sure what's next for this project. I might compare my expenses against my income to see if I'm coffee shop burdened. I may need a 4th dimension to figure that out.